include red light cameras and bus lane cameras, allowing police officers to focus on extremely dangerous behaviors and other crimes. So I want to talk a little bit about the New York City fleet and how we are trying to set an example for other fleets across the country. So in partnership with the US DOT Volpe Center, we have issued a number of safe fleet transition plans, both for the city fleet and for private fleets, focusing on private trade waste haulers, and we are soon going to be issuing one focusing on school buses. Each plan looks at the frequency, the type, the severity of the collision, and what countermeasures could mitigate these in the future. We sit down with agencies and company management, drivers, we interview them about their vehicle inventory, their difficulty in driving, and in certain environments, and as well as how they would accept some changing to vehicle designs and some technologies. So the plan is broken down into 3 tiers: required, those things that are required of all city vehicles going forward; best practice, things that we believe should be soon required; and exploratory technologies, things that are testing, things that are not yet mature, but things that we believe are promising. When a vehicle spec goes out, you must approve it for the Safe Fleet Transition Plan before it goes to bid. Some of the highlight technologies: telematics, truck side guards, surround and backup cameras. And to be honest with you, a lot of these are new vehicle requirements on the plan. However, we do a lot of retrofits. Telematics is one of our biggest rollouts. All city vehicles have telematics installed, and all data flows into one general center, except for NYPD due to security reasons. The city's fleet offers real-time tracking, and my staff over here, which does a great job at this, follows up with agencies on serious alerts such as excessive speeding. Over 1,000 supervisors across the city get real-time safety alerts, and every agency commissioner gets a monthly safety scorecard representing their entire fleet. We know that telematics combined with the other actions have led to over a 50% decrease in excessive speeding events. But again, more to do. Truck side guards. So we know trucks compose over 4% of registered vehicles, but large trucks are involved in 10% of pedestrian and bicyclist fatalities. What is a truck side guard? It's simply a device that prevents people from being pulled under the wheels of a truck and getting run over. It covers the gap between the front and rear wheel. We have over 4,000 side guards in our fleet, and 75% of the private waste hauling fleet is now installed. And we just passed a new local law governing trucks used by companies doing business with the city. The one thing I know a lot of you have heard about is the federal regulations for truck side guards. Ours are a little different. Ours are meant for an urban environment, so they're a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more inexpensive, but we believe that truck side guards should be a norm for all trucks. So we have a lot of technologies to mitigate vehicle design issues. We know that visual impairment and not being able to see around the A-pillar, particularly on trucks, is extremely difficult. So we have surround cameras and video telematics in order to be able to help mitigate those issues. We're advocating for high vision trucks. So making sure that when trucks are now designed, you don't have that long nose. We know that in a simulated study, unfortunately, almost all the pedestrians in the crosswalk were killed, but yet in a high vision truck they were not. Children tend to be the most vulnerable, as you can see in this picture. 14 preschool children can stand in front of a truck before the truck driver can see them, and we're working with various partners in order to try to pass or work on a direct vision standard here, like they have in London. So this is one of the things that I'm actually the most proud about, and again, thank you for mentioning it. So back in August of 2022, we started a pilot of 50 vehicles on intelligent speed assist. We're going to be expanding that pilot to 250 vehicles by the end of June. What is ISA? It's simply a more advanced version of the speed governors that have been in trucks for years, because it is matched to the speed limit of the road that you're on using either GPS or camera technology to know the speed limit. What we can do, and what we've been doing in our testing, is setting various dynamic threshold speeds above the speed limit in order to test out the technology to make sure it's safe, to make sure it's reliable, and to make sure we get driver acceptance. So currently we are setting it at 0 above the speed limit, 6 miles above the speed limit, and 11 miles above the speed limit, again, to get an understanding of how the technology works and where we might have concerns. ISA is part of the NTSB Most Wanted Safety Initiatives, and we're proud to support that effort. And we believe that ISA in all vehicles could be used as a tool for parents like cable parental controls. It could prevent fatalities from speeding events involving younger drivers. And that picture on the bottom is a vehicle and an SUV that were in a collision in my hometown of Staten Island last year. 3 teenagers were all killed because one of the teenagers who was driving at an extremely high speed. If the ISA was in that vehicle and it was enabled by the parents, that collision and those fatalities would have been avoided.
Intelligent Speed Assistance, or ISA technology, at work on a ride over the Brooklyn Bridge, installed in a zero-emissions vehicle from the city's fleet.
When it starts to go above the speed limit in any zone, the engine computer will no longer send signals to the accelerator. So you can press the accelerator button, and Nate's going to show you that, but the car won't accelerate.
The Department of Citywide Administrative Services, DCAS, is testing ISA in 50 of the city's fleet vehicles from a number of municipal agencies. It's all controlled by GPS and the DCAS Fleet Office of Real-Time Tracking. The city says the pilot program has proven successful in preventing speeding and reducing instances of unsafe driving.
99% of the 130,000 miles we've done so far has been within the speed limit. And that 1% is really just initial acceleration beyond the speed limit, and then the car is bringing you right back to the speed limit.
The vehicles feature an override button that can temporarily disable the system for 15 seconds, and DCAS can program the vehicles to allow them to travel slightly above or below the speed limit, depending on the situation.
We can set a more aggressive speed limit in certain locations. So around school zones, we can lower the speed limit further than is set by DOT, so that our vehicles would go even more slowly around school zones.
DCAS is expanding the program to 25 more vehicles by the end of February and working on a plan for a large-scale expansion, applying for federal funding to do its entire light and medium-duty fleet, a goal of 7,500 vehicles. Roger Clark, New York 1.
So that's one of my asks, is we're going to be applying again for Safe Streets for All funding for ISA, all 7,500 light and medium duty vehicles non-emergency safety. For those of you who are supportive of this, we're going to ask you to send letters of support to federal DOT saying that you're in favor of the grant to the city of New York to get ISA and all 7,500 light and medium duty